It's LA's 97.1 Amp Radio. It's McCabe, and today we are joined by writer, producer, DJ, all-around cool person, Eva Shaw.
How do you know I'm cool?
I really don't. I have no idea. Thank you for being here. I know you're very busy right now with a new single, Rise and Shine. But first, how did you sort of break into music? Have you always been doing this, DJing and writing?
Well, I haven't always been DJing, but I've been DJing for a few years for fun. I used to write music as a kid, like 6 years old already, with a keyboard and just writing top lines on stuff. And I tried playing piano and guitar and tried a few instruments. And then I wasn't really that great at any of them, but still musical. So I just started cutting up audio samples, making my own beats. Making your own beats and everything?
Just
for fun.
Were your parents like, what are you doing? Type of thing?
My parents are pretty chill. So I've always been doing artistic things. So I've always been writing and drawing, painting, acting, everything like that. So they kind of expected it. I was always a weirdo.
That's a good weirdo. Now you're performing in Las Vegas and all over the world in Los Angeles. So I would say keep being weird. Okay. Going back, you mean playing these big clubs now, do you remember like the first venue you played or maybe a house party?
I did. I played at some of my friends' houses before. And then I remember my first nightclub. I was with another DJ, and he had to go to the bathroom. So he knew that I kind of knew how to DJ. So he's like, okay, take over. And I'm like, this is scary. It's totally different when you're in front of people or if you're in your apartment.
Did it go over well? As he went to the bathroom, did he come back and he's like, yo, you just killed the entire vibe?
No, it was pretty good actually. Yeah. But it's funny because when you're not used to it and you're not very good, you kind of have to really focus. So you're not really like paying attention to the crowd or anything. So you're just kind of like this, like.
And what's kind of a misconception being on the road, being a DJ? Some people think it might be it's a huge party every night, every time, but is there a lot of downtime? Are you just sometimes relaxing, catching up on Netflix, playing video games?
Not very often. It is pretty insane, especially if you produce music as well. I think the biggest misconception is that DJs like drink like crazy and party, do drugs and everything like that.
You wouldn't be able to make it to every set if that was the case.
I mean, you do sometimes, or you do in moderation, but you're not doing
it all the time.
No, you're not.
That's good. You wouldn't be at the interviews if that were happening.
Yeah.
And you're getting a lot of support from a lot of big DJs, Afrojack and Hardwell and Calvin Harris. Mm-hmm. What do these guys bring to the table for you, and what does that mean for you?
Well, Calvin Harris signed my first song, so he kind of started it in that way, but I DJ'd with a lot of these guys before I had any music out, so I was opening for Tiesto and for Avicii and everybody, so I kind of met everyone early on, and that was kind of when the EDM stuff was just starting in America almost, so I kind of was at a really good time, and I got the residency in Vegas, so I was playing at Hakkasan, and I met even more DJs, and it's kind of a community anyways, everybody knows each other.
Is everyone cool, amongst each other, because you do have so many different venues you're playing at but competing at, I guess, in a sense?
I think there's a little bit of competition as well in terms of like songs and stuff. So, before it was kind of like Beatport charts and, everybody wants to be, or DJ Mag or whatever, but I think now it's kind of different now. I think everybody is kind of friends with each other at this point.
And are you able to call them up and talk about a set you had or a song that you're writing and maybe get input from those guys like Calvin Harris?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we send each other stuff all the time. He sent me Cuba before he was really finished it, and we kind of like say things back and forth. I sent him my song Moxie, and he made some suggestions to me.
So it's a welcoming community that's going to all work together.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Rise and Shine with Pooh Bear. What can you tell us about this record?
Rise and Shine is my first more commercial song, I guess. It's a little softer, well, a lot softer than my other stuff. Mm-hmm. And the first song with like a full top line on it. It's my second song working with a singer. So I had the song with Showtek, End to You, with Martha Wash. So that had a vocal on it, but it's still more music based, whereas this one is really like heavy on the vocals. So
and are you also writing some of the vocals with these records as well?
I didn't write the lyrics for Rise and Shine. That was Pooh Bear, but the other stuff I have coming up, I'm writing lyrics as well.
Thank you so much, Eva Shaw, stopping by 97.1 Amp Radio.